In this video, I'll share my tried and tested method to make money in 2021. This method will work for you. Stay tuned. People believe that making money is hard, and I also used to think the same thing. The problem is that people fail to ask the right questions. In this video, I will share with you the right questions to ask so that you can make money in 2021 and beyond. And if you watch to the end of this video, I'll give you a resource, a cheat sheet that you can use to fast track your process in making money in 2021 and beyond. My name is Ndumi, and if we're meeting for the first time, I help aspiring leaders to be free to be who they're meant to be. I'm going to show you a method today that I've personally used to start businesses. In fact, I'm actually using the process right now to start a new one, and many people who have used this have found success. Let me tell you a story. In 2015, there was a lady who I worked with, and she had a son who had just completed her A-levels. Now, the son didn't have enough money to pay to get his results back. So she came to the office and she was upset, and she told me that her son had done really well, but unfortunately he could not get his A-level results because they had not paid for his school fees. As we continued talking, I realized that her son actually had a skill that could be monetized. He was very good with mathematics, and he's a very good teacher. With that, I encouraged her to let her son start a tutoring business in the neighborhood. Because he was good with mathematics and he was good with teaching, he quickly grew his tutoring business, and within a few weeks, he was able to cover his school fees and make money from it going forward. What was the question that I asked her for him to start this new business? The question I asked was, what is in your hand? Or in the question of the son, what is in his hand? This story actually comes from the story of Moses. God sends Moses into Egypt to free his people from bondage. He picks Moses, who's been in exile for 40 years in the desert. Moses, having adjusted to the life of a shepherd, wonders and asks God how he can perform such a big feat. And how does God respond? He asks Moses, what is in your hand? And then Moses takes up a staff, a rod that he has had probably for years as a shepherd in the desert, something that he had been complacent with, something that he had been used to using for a long time without realizing the power in it. But from that day on, the rod that he took for granted became a powerful tool in the mission that he was given. What does that mean for you? It means, what is in your hand? What are the things that you have in your hand that are powerful tools for taking your finances or taking your money-making abilities further in 2021? There could be things that you've cast aside or things that you've forgotten that you even held that could be the key for your breakthrough financially in 2021. So ask yourself, what are the resources? What are the connections? What are the things that you have in your hand that could be part of your financial breakthrough in 2021? Sometimes these are things that you could have had in your hand for years that you have now forgotten about, something sitting right under your nose. In business, they use the terminology, the sweating of assets. What assets do you have around you that you have not sweated fully? I.e., what are the things around you that could bring in money, that could bring in revenue for you in 2021 and beyond? The answer to financial freedom in 2021
has been sitting right under your nose.
Let me tell you another story of a business that I started with someone close to me. They really wanted to make money, but were not sure how to do it. I was at their house, and I looked outside and I saw at the back of the yard, there was this big metal structure. And I asked, what is this big metal structure for? And I went and we saw it, and it was a greenhouse shell. That shell had been used almost a decade ago by someone who had been leasing out that land and put a greenhouse over it. That's when it hit. Why can't we resuscitate this greenhouse and make money from it? It started a journey that got us to do research and find out what can we do to resuscitate this greenhouse. To cut a long story short, we eventually found a partner who was able to give us the money to resuscitate this greenhouse. In 2021, you need to realize that money follows good ideas. So if you have a good idea, it should be easy to find the money to fund it. We got this greenhouse off the ground, and before long, we were planting. We started our own urban agricultural project. And after one round and one season, I stepped back from the project and allowed him to run with it. Let's just say that right now his life is completely different because he decided to take what was in his hand, something that was already there, a dilapidated structure, and he resurrected it, whatever's in your hand will bring the financial success that you're looking for in 2021. Look at what's right close by you. Look in your house. What are the assets that you have that you could be using? Like I said earlier in the video, I'm starting a new business in 2021 using this method. I went and I saw an asset in someone else's house, someone's asset that had been broken down, and I'm in the process of reviving that asset and then partnering with them to get that asset making money. If I can do it, you can do it. All it needs is someone who's willing to ask, what is in your hand? Someone who's willing to look at opportunities and see things that are old and see how they can be revived again. What life can be brought out of things that look ordinary and mundane. What is the stuff in your hand? But it's only one thing to be able to find out what's in your hand. The second thing is finding out how you can serve others with the thing that is actually in your hand. Because having an asset is not enough. Knowing how you can use that asset to serve needs is the crux of the matter. So when you find an asset, think about, how can I serve more people with this asset? What are the needs that I can meet with this asset? Once you have those two together, then it's easy to find someone who's willing to pay for that. Like if you look in this diagram now, you can see where what's in your hand, i.e. opportunity, is, meets with how you can serve people, and that intersects again with who is willing to pay for that idea. When those three meet, you find your sweet spot, and that is where you make your profit. You need to overcome fear and the fear of rejection. Moses thought, how could a staff really bring liberation to the people of Israel? When you take a piece of wood and work it, great things can happen. So in 2021, you need courage to make money. You need courage to be bold and step out with the things that you've always had that were right under your nose. And what's the beauty of this method? It's a win-win situation for anyone who does it, because you're no longer competing with people based on what the latest fads are, what people are doing. If everyone's doing potatoes, you're doing potatoes, or if everyone's starting a school, you're starting a school. But rather, you're looking at your own competitive advantage. What are the skills that you've always had? What are the resources that you've always had? What are the people that you've always had with you who can take this and build a business with you? It's authentically you. You are free to be yourself. And where passion and profit meet, there you find pleasure. Question of the day. What are you going to do now to identify what is in your hand? Please leave the comments down below, and I love to hear from you. As I said in the beginning of this video, I want to give you a head start to making money in 2021. If you check out the link in the description, I have a cheat sheet for you of the 10 business ideas that you can start with no money in 2021 and beyond. This cheat sheet is for free, and it will get your creative juices going as you see what are some of the skills that you have, what are some of the things that you already have in your hand that might be highlighted in this document. So click the link in the description and get it for free today. Thank you for watching this video. If it's given you value, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my new videos. Take care.